And this video is going to be on the top 5 superstars that WWE dropped the ball with. And basically what I mean by that, if you don't already know, is 5 superstars that could have been huge, that had potential to be main eventers, world champions, and just really big top names, and then absolutely nothing happened, or nothing's happened yet. Number 1, Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder debuted in WWE in like 2007, and they helped Edge out a lot. They were part of the team La Familia with Chavo Guerrero, Bam Neely, Edge, and Vicky Guerrero. And that was a good stable going on for a while. Eventually that ended because Zack Ryder got moved to ECW, and then Kurt Hawkins was alone. Kurt Hawkins eventually teamed with Tyler Rex. That didn't go out so well, and now he wrestles in NXT. The thing about Kurt Hawkins, though, is that his mic ability is top-notch. He's great in the ring, and he has the look, no doubt. Like when I first saw him starting to wrestle by himself, or actually when he started wrestling with Tyler Rex, that whole Kurt Hawkins Tyler Rex thing reminds me a lot of Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash. You know, that could have been out to be like what that was. But instead, Kurt Hawkins is yet to be on TV. He's probably on NXT or SmackDown because no one even watches that, so how would I know? And really, like, nothing ever happened big for Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder got a push, but Kurt Hawkins never got the push. And in my opinion, it should have been the other way around. I don't think Zack Ryder is anything special. I think that he's just another wrestler. I'm from Long Island, and I support my hometown heroes, but, I don't think Zack Ryder really deserved the push that he had for the United States Championship. I think that should have been Kurt Hawkins. And I remember the first time Kurt Hawkins came back, him and Zack Ryder reunited, and then they lost. We've seen Kurt Hawkins every once in a while, and I'm sure no one really cares, but he's just a superstar that I've wanted to see for a while get big, and it hasn't happened. So who knows if it'll ever happen. But he's a good wrestler, and he's a great talent, and if WWE doesn't realize that, then he should just go to TNA. And I don't even watch TNA, but they did, like, you could take Elijah Burke for an example. TNA took Elijah Burke and turned him into a big name superstar. Same with Mr. Kennedy. So there definitely are reasons why I would see a superstar wanting to go to TNA instead of WWE. But going a little bit off topic there. But number 1 is Kurt Hawkins. Number 2, Ted DiBiase. Remember at WrestleMania 26, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes versus Ted DiBiase? Everyone thought Ted DiBiase was going to walk out of that match winning, and that was going to be his night, that was going to be his push, and then eventually he would become a big name. Randy Orton won that match. Ted DiBiase hasn't really even been on TV. I remember when everyone thought that he was going to be like what Dolph Ziggler has become. And nothing has happened for Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase is amazing in the ring. His mic skill isn't that amazing, but it can get better. Because, they do that with superstars. They did it with Kofi Kingston. So, it can get better. And honestly, this guy is another guy who could have been big. He could have been a huge heel. He could have been what Randy Orton is. He could have worked up to be at that point. Or not what he is, but what he was. But instead, WWE dropped the ball. You haven't seen him on Raw in God knows how long. And, he was in when he was in Legacy, everyone, knew who he was. And a lot of people respected him, including me. And, when he was in Legacy, we all thought that he was going to be he was going to walk out of that being a star. But it didn't happen. And with Ted DiBiase, I don't think it'll ever happen with him because, no one even cares about him anymore. But, that's number 2. Number 3. And this one is kind of controversial because he's still in WWE and he has been a main eventer, but he's never been a world champion, and his name is Wade Barrett. There were plenty of times where WWE could have thrown the belt on Wade Barrett. Because Wade Barrett and John Cena had a bunch of championship matches, and Wade Barrett could have won. There's no reason why WWE Creative shouldn't have given the title to Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett he won NXT, Well, obviously that didn't matter because basically everyone from that season ended up being on WWE anyway. But he won NXT, and he never got a world title. And I know it wasn't like said if you win NXT you'll be a world champion, but like that's what it really should have been. And the thing is, Wade Barrett is such a good talent. His mic skill is amazing. He's great in the ring. He has the look, and he's over with the fans. So I don't get why Wade Barrett. Well, first of all, I don't get why he didn't win Money in the Bank last night. And you know, not Ted DiBiase, I already went over him, but Wade Barrett should have been world champion. The fact that he's not already a world champion is freaking ridiculous, because he is better in the ring than half of the superstars in WWE that have been world champions in the modern era. You know, so it doesn't make sense. Number 4, Brian Kendrick. Now, again, that's probably a superstar that a lot of people have forgotten about because he's not in WWE anymore, and I don't even know if he's still in TNA. But Brian Kendrick was great. Him and Paul London were a great tag team. They won multiple tag team championships. You know, like that was one of the best. They were one of the most exciting tag teams to watch, like around 2006, 2007, around that time, where, you know, they would fight teams like Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch, the Hardys, you know, Deuce and Domino, teams like that. That was when the tag team division WWE was probably at its best in the past, like, 10 years. But, you know, and then Paul London and Brian Kendrick, I think they got separated from the draft. And Brian Kendrick was on ECW, and he almost got pushed. Like, he kind of did get pushed, because I remember he was in a World Championship Scramble match when he was the Brian Kendrick. But, you know, he teamed with Ezekiel Jackson, and then eventually just got released. Like, the Brian Kendrick was a great character. He was kind of like Dolph Ziggler, and he could have been what Dolph Ziggler has become, because Dolph Ziggler worked his ass off to get where he is, and Brian Kendrick was in WWE for a good amount of time before, you know, he became the Brian Kendrick, and he's, like, again, you know, with all these superstars, great in the ring. He was a great wrestler. His mic skills were phenomenal. Brian Kendrick will probably be better than a lot of the other guys here that on the mic. So, and he had the look, he had the capability, he had the in-ring talent. You know, just a superstar. Again, WWE completely dropped the ball with. He could have been a big name. He could have been I don't even know, maybe not a world champion, but he definitely could have been bigger than what he actually became. And last but not least, number 5, John Morrison. We all know John Morrison, you know, he didn't get what he deserved. You know, John Morrison, even when he was Johnny Nitro, you know, he was just always, like, he was awesome. Because I think actually I liked him better when he was Johnny Nitro. And because Eminem was a great tag team. You know, Joey Mercury, John Morrison, Molina. And now none of them were in WWE. I don't get why Joey Mercury, like, even came back, because he was back for like a month and that's it. But with John Morrison, like, I remember he left because like WWE wanted to get him to do some mic training, and then like he came back and he didn't win a match for months, and then eventually just got released. Yeah, I remember also he had a phenomenal match with The Miz on 1 week on Monday Night Raw that opened. It was John Morrison versus The Miz, the first match on Monday Night Raw, and it was for the WWE title. That's a lot of people I remember thought that was going to be John Morrison's time. He finally got it, you know, and everyone thought that was going to be his time. He was going to win his first world championship. Didn't happen. And then eventually John Morrison got released. So, you know what, with all these superstars, like, WWE could have turned these guys into big names. You know, they could have been world champions, Intercontinental champions, you know, but they never really got big. So, I guess that's it. Comment down below who you think WWE dropped the ball with the most. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back for another video soon. My name is TNA's WWE. Peace.